has been an engaging hunt.
There it goes, ladies and gentlemen, the new awesome animation for Unite the House. Why am I showing you guys this? Well, today's rapid fire deck build is going to feature this meme-worthy card. Because you guys know I love my memes. I don't know. This is, if you guys ever watch my videos and wonder why I'm not like rank 1 or like, you know what I'm saying, not legend rank, it's just because I can't stop making decks. I just don't know what's wrong with me. I can't stick to one deck for more than like 2 days. I gotta keep on building brand new decks. It's my favorite thing about this game at this point. And I felt like Alliance War came out, so why don't we update some memes and showcase a brand new Unite the House deck. Let's get into Legends right now and showcase the deck build for you guys to check out. I actually think the deck itself is fairly good without it being a Unite the House deck, so we'll see that. But let's just mention this. What's up with this offer? Like, really? What is this? What is this right now? 10 hours left to get one legendary pack and 10 core packs, 100 soul gem, and an event ticket? Why core packs? Alliance Wars is out right now. Why? Like, I'm willing to support the game. I'm willing to give you $5 for a game I love, but this is an offer. Like, it's just the wrong offer for the wrong time. Like, come on. Throw us some Alliance War packs so I can get the rest of these legendaries. Alright, enough little rant right there. Let's get into the collection real quick and show you United We Stand. That's the name of today's deck. We have 75 cards, 27 is intelligence, 35 is willpower, 18 of them are endurance. We're rocking 41 creatures, 29 actions. Those actions are very key to this deck actually working out with Unite. 3 items, 2 supports, and 6 prophecies. Very heavily into the 4 magical costs. Not too much late game, so you don't have to worry about getting some of these cards too early. Alright, let's take a look real quick. We got Blackmail, plain and simple. You're going to want to use Blackmail right away as you usually get it early on, especially against opponents that are using Archer. The 2 cards you need to get yourself an agility card and you need to get your strength card. Those are the 2 attributes you're missing to activate Unite the Houses. So if you don't know how Unite the Houses work, it says if you have at least 1 card of each attribute in play, you win the game automatically. It doesn't matter even if you have 1 health left. It wouldn't even matter if you have negative health, because you could have a card like Vivek in play and then play into Unite the Houses and you win. So if you guys don't wonder why Vivek is here, it's basically as a stall situation. I want to win using Unite the Houses. I'm not here to win by hidden face. I can with this deck, as you guys will see in a few moments, but I want to win by using Unite the Houses, so I'm going to use Vivek. I'm going to use cards like Mechanical Heart. Yes, it's out of play nowadays. People don't play this very often anymore unless they're playing into a health gain deck with that 5 cost creature. Also, actually, I'll just show it to you right now. If you guys didn't know, this is like one of the awesome, most cool combo to pull off. I was running this a lot before. I forgot her name, so let me just look up the card right here. If you play her along with Mechanical Heart, she regenerates back 20 health. So like that's just like such a cool combo. I always love when that happened. And then if you combo that as well into Ring, if you have all of that into play, then you instantly doing 20 damage instantly to your opponent's face if you combo that with Ring. So that was a cool combo I was doing before. Once again, another deck that I never showcased, but I do have that deck around here somewhere. I think I have it over here somewhere saying Ring. One of these decks should say the word Ring on that. Ring, 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 ring. Or did I delete it? I don't even know. Maybe I renamed it. Who cares? Alright, anyways, back to what we're actually here to talk about. Today's supposed to be rapid fire, not me yapping my gums all damn day deck build. So yeah, you're going to want to use those 2 cards to lay stuff out. You're going to be using Gardener's Harvest to hopefully, once again, get into red items or into green items. I will be very truthful. This has not worked out for me. I have not had a situation yet where Gardener's Harvest has been the exact card I needed at the exact right time. I just don't know why. I'm going to keep it in there because it is one of the possibilities to make Unite the World Houses activate. But majority of the time, I just never have it being the right card at the right deck, right time. So right now, I'm just like, if there's any card that I probably would take out, it would be this, but I feel like I kind of need it. I've had some pretty good luck with Madness Beckons, as weird as that might seem. I'm only running 2 because this card it's RNG like crazy. I know there's not that many Isles of Madness cards, but sometimes you could just get some bad stuff. And they're not all the Isle of Madness cards are that great, even if it's not the right attribute. At least with this, even if it's not the right item, items are usually useful if you have creatures out there to play it into. So I'm only running 2 Madness Beckett. Mudge Camp Merchant, one of your number one ways to go ahead and get in the card you need. It gives you 2 choices to pick from. Go ahead and pick the one you need. Boom, Moment of Clarity, also excellent card. So here's 3 cards. One of them could be that red card you need, Strength. One of them could be that Agility card you need. All right, guys? So Moment of Clarity, grab the card you need. Hold on to those reds. Hold on to those green cards until you have the rest of the board set up to play into them. Now, the easiest way to do that is to play it into Moment of Clarity, play it into Mudge Camp Merchant, play it into Beckon, play into Gardener Harvest. Those RNG cards are blackmail to steal your opponent's version of them. Or Thieves Shadowfoot, another way to steal your opponent's card. Or Arrest, another way to steal your opponent's card. Or the Dragonborn, another way to steal your opponent's cards, what you might need right there. Once you have all that out, then you're going to need to play into your triple attribute cards like, boom, you play her onto the field, and right away, you got yourself 3 of the attributes out there. Then you can play into your red and into your agility cards to go ahead for the win. You can play into him right here, and then you just need to go out there and play into a intelligence card on the field. You could play into Tullius. Tullius is another great one right there to play into. Tullius is great because Tullius combos great into Necromancer, so you can always take back Tullius from the graveyard. You're not using Tullius really to get Tullius strong to hit face. You're using Tullius to have 2 attributes on the field while having 2 guards. Those guards are going to help you stay alive while you try to do all this stuff out there, and those guards will be other targets for your opponent to remove with their removals or trade it into while you keep those dual attribute cards alive or other cards alive that you want to save to use with your red and agility card to play into Unite the Houses. Most times you're not going to be able to win until like turn 6 when you have 6 Magicka. Usually you just don't get to win that early. The only ways I've had it so you do win that early is playing into my favorite, and I don't feel like enough people so I've seen people underestimate the value of this card in Unite the Houses deck. This card is amazing. Summon 2 1/1s. You get 2 of these in your hand early, keep them. If you get 3 of these, you keep these bad boys, right? You keep these bad boys. If you get 2 of them and Unite the Houses, yo, just get happy. Play out both of these right here. Boom, boom. You could get those. You could get the red you need. You could get the agility you need, and then you can play another one and get the rest of the colors you need. Boom into the Unite the Houses as early as possible. I've seen it's like this, and him. That's the earliest I've been able to pop it all off by using these cards right here, and it was turn 5. You know, like it was just like I got this, play this out. I got myself a red and a green 1-drop. Then I went into playing her out next turn. Boom, just gave those creatures +1/1. Then turn 5, Unite the Houses. Now here is the problem for me specifically. I only have 2 Unite the Houses. And this is a damn legendary card when there's a new expansion out. It's very hard to justify going ahead and soul summoning another copy of it, especially when I only have 2,500 soul gems left. I need to start streaming again so I could get some damn Twitch drops. So yeah, if you have 3 of them, great. I'm very much doubt many people have purposely summoned 3 copies of these, but maybe you guys got them in packs and just have them laying around and haven't been playing them. If you have 3, add 3 to your deck because it's going to make your deck a lot better. I just don't have the 3rd one, so I can't. It limits me, and I have to add in ways to draw cards out, or just, well, I didn't add that. There's not really ways to draw cards out other than Lanith. Like, that's the real key right here. That's to draw the card out. So Lanith is in place of the 3rd version of this, because now Lanith is going to have to sometimes search for Unite the Houses. Schemer, another card draw. Same thing I was talking about there. We already talked about him, dual attribute guards. She's another way you could go ahead and gain that red and agility card you need. All you gotta do is play her into plot. So you're actually never gonna really be playing her on turn 4 on her own. When you have 4 Magicka, you're gonna wait till you get follow up by playing it into blackmail. Just anything over 5 so you get the plot ability. You don't want to play this as just a guard. Like, that's not the point of the card. The point of the card is plain and simply to give you that agility or strength card that you might actually need to activate Unite the Houses. And once again, you're only running 2 of these because you already have so many willpower and endurance cards in the deck overall. that you don't need to worry too much about getting these attributes out. It's more efficient to play 3 of her because you don't have a way other than all your other RNG stuff to get that red and agility. That's more key than to have the guard, and that might give you a little bit of health back. You're going to gain health too as you play through Profiteer, through this, so there's ways to gain health here. Pickpocket is plain and simple, guys. Steal a card from your opponent's deck. Well, you're not stealing, you're drawing a copy of it. So once again, if you're playing against somebody who's playing into red or, well, Archer basically. If they're playing Archer, that's perfect. It'll give you one of the cards you 100% need. If they're playing into Willpower or, like, you know, a mage deck, you might be able to get yourself something that gives you a little bit of RNG, that are like a Reveal in the Unseen, and then use that to get the red or agility card that you might need. I'm playing Wish. Now, hear me out. This is a new card in the expansion, and I wanted to include it, and I've had decent luck with it. Now, what I mean by that, it hasn't actually given me the red or agility card I've needed yet, but it has worked out quite well with its empowering ability. I've had creatures out on the field before I've actually been able to use it, so I've been able to hit a few times with Mudcrab Merchant, because a lot of people don't trade into Mudcrab Merchant. They let it sit there on the field because it's not usually a threat after it comes out, unless you're playing into an item deck. If they see you playing into an item deck, they'll remove it. But you could usually safely play Mudcrab Merchant into the left lane and let it sit there, and then if you get like follow-up into like Profiteer, play Profiteer into the right lane. They'll focus more on Profiteer. They'll focus more on all the other cards. But if you could keep Mudcrab Merchant around, you keep 2 of them on the field, then you go hit face pretty easily, not doing a lot of damage. But then the Wish comes around, now you got yourself 4 Magicka for a random 4-cost creature, or even more. So I've been able to get a pretty good creature, high cost. I can't say good all the time. It's just like a good Magicka cost creature for the Wish. So I really want to always get at least 4, so I can at least keep at least the Magicka cost even. So I think Wish is a cool card, and it's one of the new cards, and obviously could give you possibly the red or agility card that you need. You already know what she does. She's a dual attribute card off the bat that gives you supports back. So yeah, I mean, not support, actions back. She's gonna be included. College of Winterhold, one of my favorite cards in the game. Like, seriously, guys, I think this the premium version of this card is so cool. I love the activation sound. This card is another way to get those cards that you might need to go ahead and activate the have red or agility. Now, because they're actions are normally 1 use, but you never know. It could be an action that could give you another copy of Moment of Clarity. But there's another key thing with this. This is a support card. And what does this support card actually do? It stays in play. Just like Mechanical Heart. Just like, yeah, this support right here. They are permanent additions to the field unless your opponent removes them, and then they have to use their support removals on those cards by they staying in play. So you're not going to use this all three activations. You're going to use it twice. Stop. I know that sounds weird. Why not use a different support card? Well, I wanted a support card that actually has some type of value for me for the first 2 uses. Throw this out there, leave it on the field, leave it with Mechanical Hearts. You have 2 of your attributes already covered. You just need to go ahead and get some endurance out there and collect the other 2 attributes, red and agility, that you need. The reason I'm explaining this so much, guys, I know a lot of people don't play Unite the Houses decks, and you got to really think out clearly to win with this deck, because it's a combo deck. That's what I consider it. You have to really be thinking like, okay, I need to keep these cards in my hand, and I'm gonna have to take some damage. You're gonna sometimes have to take like 15 damage. Just you have to let your opponent hit you in the face to win with this deck sometimes. You have to resist playing a good guard to defend yourself because you don't have the plot ability activated yet, just to go for the win with Unite the Houses. And it's gonna be risky if you don't have all 3 like I do. I only have 2, so I have to even be more careful, and because I really need to make sure I get this card in my hand at the right moment, either using lines or hopefully getting it early on in the game. Playing 75 cards and only having 2 copies, it makes it a risky play to be playing around this scenario. But we do have lots of options to help us last a little longer than we need to. Once again, Mechanical Heart is there to help us last longer. Vivek is here as well. Profiteer gives us health gain. We have health gain from here if you go ahead and slay here. We have cards like Lydia, great body. Drop her on the field. She can't be killed by Fell of the Mighty because she's at 3 health. She can't be hit by Execute unless somebody reduces her our power. And because she's so effective at this 3/8, she usually stays there unless she gets Piercing Javelin or cast out or something like that. She usually stays on the field for a pretty good amount of time, and I really do respect her ability just to lock down things for a little bit of time, giving you just a little bit of movement. Now, this card is really fun. If you've not played with this yet, I almost would tell you this should be like automatically card you go ahead and craft for this expansion. I think everybody who's playing Intelligence at some point probably gonna want this card. Eventually, you're gonna have a deck you're gonna want to use this card in. What does it do? Well, simple. Uses a summon ability of a creature that's out on the field. Now, what can you do with that? Well, it works on both sides of the field. He uses any creatures, not just your opponent's. So let's say your opponent played out a Dragonborn. Well, now he could copy Dragonborn's ability and steal that Dragonborn back. Or I could copy my own Dragonborn's ability and steal a creature. Well, you're like, oh, well, that's too high cost. Who's playing Dragonborn? Nobody's playing it early. He's a 6 cost. You could copy Necromancer's ability. Yes, think about this, guys. So you copy your own Necromancer's or your opponent's Necromancer's ability to summon a creature from the graveyard. His ability, he's a 5/5. Now you're able to summon a creature underneath that, summon a creature with less power than him. So any creature with less under 4 gets automatically summoned from your graveyard. Now, why would this work in a Unite the House deck? Well, think about it. You might actually get that red or that agility card that you need, but your opponent might even see what you're trying to do and remove that creature, destroy it right away. Maybe it's such a powerful creature, they just want to get rid of it. Well, here is your ability using with Necromancer to get that creature back from the graveyard without playing into Soul Tear. I didn't want to play into Soul Tear. I didn't want to play into the other types of Necromancy, cards from the graveyard. I think Necromancer by himself was good enough with combo like this. So that's what you're going to be using a lot. Now, other cards you could use, right? You could use him into General Tullius. It's not the best play out there, but it gives you the 2 guards to make things last a little longer. Ice Storm. Ice Storm is just a momentum control card. You're going to want to have Ice Storm to lock down things if your opponent is playing super aggro or playing into lots of tokens, which a lot of people are going to be playing into token recruit decks right now. That's what we're seeing a lot from a lot of different people, because those cards are very much influenced to be played in this new expansion. Duke. So Duke is an interesting card to play into this one. I felt I could get away with it for the card draw because so many of the creatures in this deck are focused on having fairly decent, the higher cost creatures, I should say, not these low cost, that fairly decent amount of health. So I feel like I could try to control some lanes using Lydia, using Vivek, I think I could get away with it with so many people playing into these recruits and more aggro type strategies that if you're controlling the field and you might end up having the highest creatures with the most defense. It's not guaranteed, but if you feel like you're not going to get the best use out of him, play him into the left lane. Don't play him into the shadow lane. Play him into the left lane. Let the left lane be the lane with that, so at least that lane is open so you can trade into it right there. And we go from that. Piercing Javelin. I didn't even talk about it because, well, I think everybody knows how this one works at this point. It's Piercing Javelin. It does its job. It just wrecks house, takes names, and keeps on. You can play it as a prophecy. You can play it from hand. This is one of those great prophecy cards that I feel like there's no negative. It's like one of my biggest things. Like I've always felt that prophecy cards are so balanced at being like the cost is appropriate for its effect. I think Piercing Javelin is just like on point. Like it's a prophecy card in the best possible way. I don't think there's a negative to it at all. I don't even think the 5 costs. It don't feel like if it was cheaper, I think it would be too powerful. That's how much I love Piercing Javelin. But we all know that already. Necromancer, we already talked about. Arrest. So we're only running 2 copies of Arrest. We're not running 3. Reason we're not running 3 is because we're using this to steal that red. We're using it to steal that agility creature, or to steal an opponent's creature that might have a continuous effect while it's on the field. So that's the type of, you know, creature like Murkwater Witch. Like you would steal a Murkwater Witch from your opponent. That way you could constantly be generating those 0-cost curse. You're not going to be using, you don't have Illusionist to reactivate that creature and use it again. So I didn't want to run 3 copies of Reverse, especially at 7 costs. You need to lock down the lane. So you're going to use this to lock down lanes. I've actually gotten really lucky with this as well. I've been able to draw out a card to let me copy a copy of him right here. So I had 2 of these on the field, and my opponent was kind of screwed. They were playing a action deck, and they had all single target actions, and having one of these in both lanes was just excellent. Now, this is not a scenario you're going to run in often, but because you're playing a card like Revealing the Unseen, which is going to give you those random actions, it really could affect how you end up playing this deck, because you could get some really crazy stuff going because of Revealing the Unseen. Let's go on to Uncarno. I couldn't justify not having him. It doesn't matter. Every time I play an intelligent decks, I'm like, even when I'm playing aggro, even when I'm not playing aggro, I'm like, he's burst 5 damage from hand with breakthrough. Sorry about my voice, guys. I'm just like, well, if I can't win with United Houses, just whittle down my opponent's health. Give my creatures 1/1 using her right here, and just hit face. Like, it was just that simple. Now, you guys will notice something that is missing. Lightning bolts. I am not running lightning bolts. Yeah. I felt like this deck, for what it needed to do, did not need lightning bolts. We talked about it. One of our new big boys coming in the expansion. Big key to this deck as well. As much as Dragonborn is, it's a way to get that red or agility card you need. You summon a creature from your opponent's discard pile. So boom, you take a creature from your opponent's discard pile, hopefully put it into the shadow lane if it's the creature you need, and then on the following turn you might be able to play out Unite the Houses. Now, you guys might be wondering, well, these 2 cards are so late game, so expensive. You don't always have to try to win with Unite the Houses early. Yes, I do have the ability with the Spell Swords and some of these other cards to win a little bit earlier. And in most games, you do win fairly early. But in the end thing of this, guys, you want to be able to win the match nonetheless. And this card is so good that, once again, if you just want to use Uncarno or one of these other more aggressive cards out there that can power up the rest of your creatures, you could go ahead and try to win the match using his effect by getting the right key card. Like, you could get yourself a giant that can remove other people's support on some creatures. You could get Parthenax. You could get a lot of really great cards with his effect, guys. Just think about all those really powerful late game cards that you could possibly have. Sorry about my throat once again, guys. And just think about all the crazy effects that he could just take back from your opponent's graveyard. Especially nowadays when a lot of people like to just mill their own cards to the graveyard. Being able to just automatically take these things out of your opponent's graveyards and then use them for your own effect. Especially when they're really powerful creatures like Alduin, Parthenax, you know? So, yeah, he's going to be a really good card. I'm surprised I have not run into even one person playing this card. I don't know. Of all the matches I've played since Alliance War came out, I've not seen anybody play it. And I'm just surprised by that. And I'm just like, you're missing out on a pretty damn good card. It's a pretty damn good card. So yeah, guys, I said this was going to be a quick deck build, but god damn it, I just like talking about Legends too much. How do I always end up doing this? I said, when I thought about making this video, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make a video where there's only going to be 2 quick clips showing how Unite the House activates. Then I'm going to end the video in 5 minutes. But here we are 20-something minutes later, and I'm still enjoying talking Legends. This has been Beaky here with the Untitled Game Show and the Elder Scrolls Legends Central. If you enjoy the video, like it, you dislike it, it's all good. Go out there, have some meme-worthy fun with Unite the Houses. I still overall really do think this is actually not a bad deck overall, even though it's playing Unite the Houses. Like, one of the weirdest cards here is really Madness Beckons. I kind of want to take it out. I really kind of do. But I feel like I still need it to give me that extra RNG I need. Till next time, peace the heck out.